Okay, so now that the hoop is in the embroidery machine, I go ahead and start the design. I always stay and babysit it because the moment I step away is when it messes up. As you can see, there's several times that I kind of make sure that the rest of the robe is not interfering with the design. Since the robe is really thin material, I had to also wanted to really make sure it never got underneath the hoop because that would ruin the design as well if the stitching caught other parts of the garment. You can see I've put the speed super fast and then I jumped forward some so you don't have to watch the whole process because it probably took about 6 minutes to stitch out the letter L. I do have the machine at the slower stitch speed since it tends to mess up a little more when it's at the faster stitch speed. And the letter that I chose isn't a built-in letter, it's a font, so it's not optimized, so it's best to just stitch on the slower speed. So now that's finished, I take the hoop out of the embroidery machine, and here you can see the L with the basting stitches around it. So now I'm going to take out the basting stitches. I find it's easiest to take them out while the garment is still attached to the hoop. So I'm going to trim away the thread probably every 5th or 6th stitch. Normally I would use a seam ripper, but I didn't have that with me, so I just used my scissors. It seems a lot less likely that I'm going to accidentally cut the garment if I still have it attached to the hoop like this, since I have the interfacing to kind of help protect the garment. So I do that first, and I like to do it from the back side because that's where the interfacing is. The stabilizer, I should say. And then I also cleaned up the leftover threads, so I clipped the threads on the L. So now that it's clipped in the back, I can usually pull a string on the basting stitch and get it all out. So there I found a loose thread, and you can see it just comes right out. It served its purpose, so now I can remove it. So now I can remove the garment from the hoop, so you really just tear it off. You can see a lot of the stabilizer comes off with it, which is good because it's a really lightweight fabric and you don't want all that stabilizer on it because it affects the drape. So there was some leftover stabilizer, so I'm going to peel that off. And then there was also some more in the L, which I'll go back and peel off as well. But you can see now it's done and it looks nice on the robe.